Hello dear students, welcome to session 45. There are two important objectives in this session we are going to look into. The first one is to understand the various dramatic strategies or techniques used in the play King Lear. And the second objective is to understand the significance of the opening scene in Shakespeare's plays in general. Okay, so opening scene is very significant in any of the Shakespeare plays, so we will try to understand it. So coming to the first objective, where we try to understand various dramatic strategies or devices used by William Shakespeare in this play King Lear. The first one is the technique of aside. So whatever strategies we are going to analyze now, they are very significant to understand a play in general. So Shakespeare as a playwright, he uses all these dramatic strategies. The first one is aside. Aside refers to a brief remark made by the character on the stage, and this particular remark is made to the audience and it is unheard by other characters. So this is the first dramatic strategies. The next one is Shakespeare uses blank verse in his plays. Blank verse refers to unrhymed verse and it is written in iambic pentameter. I should also keep in mind that Shakespeare writes his sonnets in iambic pentameter. The next strategy or device is catharsis. So this term has its origin in Greek drama. Catharsis refers to purgation of the feelings of pity and fear in the minds of the audience. So what happens during the course of the play, because of haemorrhagia, that is tragic flaw committed by the protagonist of the play, the hero of the play, knowingly or unknowingly he commits a mistake, it results in catharsis, it results in his downfall, and the act of downfall brings the feelings of pity and fear in the minds of the audience. This is a very significant device, especially in Shakespeare's tragedies. Then comes dramatic irony. Irony here refers to having more than one meaning. So it is a statement made by the character which has one meaning for the speaker and another for the audience. So one has to be a very close reader to understand the irony behind the lines. The next one is crisis. So this is a very crucial part of any Shakespeare's play, where turning point, it refers to a turning point where the plot takes a twist or a turn, and it comes when complication has reached a point where the situation must be resolved some way. So the situation has to be resolved before it goes out of hand. Then you have another strategy, that is foil. Foil here refers to a person or a character who is used as a point of comparison to bring the qualities of another person into sharp focus. So whenever the characteristics or features of a protagonist or the main character in the play has to be highlighted, we use another character to compare it, to make the protagonist more brighter when compared to other character. We use or we call that technique as foil. Then we have another strategy, that is leitmotif, which means frequently repeated phrase, image, symbol or situation in a literary work, and recurrence of which usually supports the theme of the play. This is very much significant in Shakespeare's plays. Then we have pathos. So pathos is very much closely related to the catharsis, where we feel a kind of pity or sadness towards the tragedy of the protagonist. Then we have pun, which means wordplay. When a word has two or more meanings, the ambiguity can be used for comic or serious effects. Then rhyming couplets, that is two lines usually used to end a scene that contain the same end rhyme. So another important dramatic strategy which is very significant in King Lear, that is to understand the subplot which is involved. So when you see or when you read King Lear, you will also come to know that along with the main plot, there is a secondary sequence of actions which takes place. We call it as subplot or a parallel plot or a contrasting plot. So I want you to read the play and try to find out what are the subplots which are there. Then another important dramatic strategy, that is soliloquy. Soliloquy is dramatic speech made by the actor or the character when he or she is alone or believes to be alone on the stage. and these words which are uttered in soliloquy are meant to the audience, where audience will come to know about the thoughts and feelings of the character, and it is often a kind of internal debate which goes on in the mind of that particular character. So what students are supposed to do is to identify the above mentioned dramatic techniques while reading the play King Lear. So after understanding these dramatic strategies or devices, let's try to analyze or understand the significance of opening scene in Shakespeare's plays. So opening scene is very important to understand the remaining part or how story progresses, because opening scene, it gives a point of action where it takes off. If you take any Shakespeare's plays, in the opening scene itself, you see various dramatic strategies or various wonderful miraculous characters coming on the stage and performing certain actions where it captures audience's attention right away. So opening of the play at the right point in the action and in the right way is important to play, because it is very vital to capture the attention of the audience. So Shakespeare uses various techniques to make the opening scene of his plays more effective. Some ideas are: most of the Shakespeare's opening set the scene in some way, which means the audience will anticipate what is going to happen next. And the play opens in the middle of some kind of action. So what you understand here is that when play starts, you are in the middle of some action which has already taken place, something that has just happened or is about to happen. And the opening scene accomplishes the task of informative exposition of the play, that is to introduce the important characters, elements of the plot and general atmosphere of the play. So when you look into the opening scene, you will come to know what kind of play it is, whether it is a tragedy, historical play or comedy, because in the opening scene itself, with the introduction of some character, certain character, Shakespeare makes it very much clear to the audience that what they can expect. And opening scene sets the tone for emotional and complicated plot which is to be followed in the course of action. So here I have given multiple choice questions related to what we understood in this particular session. Go through the questions and try to answer them. Thank you.